We were part of a work package that dealt with collecting a lot of data about trust. So the first really important deliverable on our part was a data set of trust indicators, which covered 44 countries from 1980 to 2023. The main difficulty that we encountered in creating this data set was related to the fact that different surveys are using different ways to measure trust. In some cases, the differences are minor. They're just using different scales, but in other cases, the differences also relate to the question being asked. We do have a statistical methodology, which is called harmonization, data harmonization, which works very well. However, for the future, this is probably one, let's say, element that needs to be improved among the people who are studying trust. It would be useful to have either a common measure for trust that everybody agrees upon, which may be a little bit difficult given that different scholars have different perspectives on what trust is. The other solution that we propose is to have at least two different measures of trust in the same survey so that we can assess correctly which one measures which parts of trust. So that would be the first takeout. The second one that has to do with the measurement of trust, we discussed a lot during our project, during the 3 years of the project, about different types of trust. We discussed about rational versus irrational trust. We discussed about trustworthiness, allowing for people, for instance, to consider that a particular institution is trustworthy. And at the same time, given that people may not be happy with the performance of the institution, they would not trust the institution, even if they consider it to be trustworthy. So from that perspective, I think we need to develop better measures of trust that are going to be able to unpack exactly what we discussed during these 3 years related to the different components of trust. So these two main results would be related to challenges and measures and things to improve when it comes to measuring trust. Then for a third important conclusion on behalf of our team, the Romanian team, I would say that looking forward to what we should be doing when studying trust, we need to take into account the fact that the context in which we live has changed significantly over the last 5-6 years. When we started the project, AI tools were just starting to appear and become generally available to the population. Nowadays, they are widespread, and given the fact that people are using AI tools to generate text, to generate images, it's going to be problematic in the future for people to recognize whether the information that they receive is correct or not, whether it's true or not, whether it's written by a person, it's coming from an institution, or it's coming just from an artificial intelligence tool. And that we believe is going to be the main threat to trust in the near future, let's say in the medium term. Because without tools to be able to uncover exactly the type of information that we are receiving, we cannot be trusting the information that we receive, and we will not be able to properly assess the performance of the institutions. I would say that there are several elements that we take into account when we have to make the decision to trust or not to trust an institution. And in order to facilitate that decision, we need a number of elements to take place, to happen. One of them is, of course, institutional transparency. We need the institutions to tell us what they are doing so that we can assess the performance. Second, we need to have free and fair mass media, which we take as a given in democracy, but in some cases it's possible that some countries that are declining when it comes to democracy, that are moving towards autocracy, it's possible that mass media will become controlled by state or by other institutions, by other political actors. And finally, the third element that is really important is education. It doesn't matter that we have access to information. It doesn't matter that the mass media is free if the citizens are not educated and they cannot properly evaluate the information that they receive from the institutions. So all of these are in a way different levers that we can pull, that we can modify when it comes to trying to improve the level of trust of the population, of the citizens in political institutions.